Hi, I'm Joey Zimmerman.
And I'm Alyssa Wong-Conway.
And welcome to Coast Life,
your guide to all things coastside.
Now, you might have noticed a host change since last episode. Our previous host, Jonathan Runners, is no longer with us. Yeah, so anyways, we replaced him with someone that was incredibly better in every single way, shape, and form, Alyssa. Alyssa, why don't you go ahead and tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, thank you for the kind introduction, Joey. I'm Alyssa, and I'm another intern here along with Joey. And today we are going to be hosting this episode of Coast Life.
Yeah, so Coast Life is an awesome show because it's for your public access channel. We get to cover a lot of smaller events that are happening in the coastal region that aren't always going to be covered by mainstream media. Sometimes they are, but not always. So it's really important to have the channel and a show like this to get to highlight a lot of smaller things that are happening, and we get to be really a part of the community instead of just an overarching emphasis everywhere. And so what do we have the first on our list today, Alyssa?
Yeah, so it's another great public resource, and it was the opening of the Half Moon Bay Library, which occurred this past August. They recently did a major renovation and opened a brand new 22,000 square foot facility in Half Moon Bay. So, without further ado, let's check it out.
We are ready to open the doors. 3, tres, 2, dos, 1. Thank you all. Inside this building, there is truly something for everyone, and that's what makes it such an important and valued community asset. Keeping in mind our community's strong and enduring commitment to the environment, the building is super energy efficient, built with regional materials, recycled materials, and rapidly renewing materials.
Today's our grand opening, and it's been amazing. We have hundreds, probably close to 1,000+ people here, featuring and programming different activities that are going on, experiencing the amenities of this state-of-the-art building, and we're very excited to welcome this community to their new home on the coast side.
The thing that I really love about this library is just the space. We have been working in really small spaces for so long and have been dreaming for a new library for over 25 years. And this really gives the community a space to do whatever they want to do in the library, whether it's a quiet space for reading or whether it's enough space for collections for all of their interests. A space for literacy, so people can come and learn about learning English or learning about how to become a citizen, or learning Spanish if people want to learn Spanish. So it's just a wonderful space. We also have an amazing children's room downstairs, so a great place for people to check out books, but also to explore, to come and read. And then we also have a community room where we can offer a variety of programs, whether it's after-school homework help, or citizenship classes, or information about how to be more environmentally friendly. It's a wonderful space to offer programs for the community.
We're really blown away by the beautiful architecture and just the lovely setting to, look out at the hills, and especially today to see so many people here celebrating the opening. It's really exciting.
Love everything about this new library building. It's an amazing structure, beautiful design. The spaces are just hard not to fall in love with the minute you walk in. And the selection of books, this is one of the most amazing projects. Love it.
This is the most magnificent library in this county.
Wow, that building was super awesome and super renovated and super cool. I wish my library looked like that.
Absolutely. Just the amount of windows and greenery and spaces for people to gather everywhere. It was really nice to see that.
Yeah, it's also really nice to know that they made out of all natural materials, and so the building is super eco-friendly. And you said you'd learned something about the windows earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, so they made sure to include a lot of windows in the building so that they would be able to reduce the amount of money that they would spend on lighting and heating the building. So it's just one of the many ways that they really thought about the future when creating this library.
It's also really nice to see that the library is super new and renovated, because the library I had growing up was very run down. And so the fact that it's going to be newer and more modern is going to help with a lot of new people. Like I said, they're going to have a lot of classes. They can probably teach kids who are past the millennial stage, who grew up with the cusp of technology, to use new technological practices and everything. So it'll be really cool to see how that new modern library helps a lot of people.
Absolutely. Yeah, that 3D printer, they had a 3D printer there, and they were doing demos on that day, teaching children how to make different things like fidget spinners even. So I think that was definitely a way to sell that technology to a young generation who now knows, hey, look, I can make toys.
I mean, I have a fidget spinner, so I can't say much. But you know what else is really cool that's going on recently? We also got to check out Jade Week happening in San Francisco at the Salesforce Tower.
Wow, I bet that was a really exciting event. Let's go check that out right now.
To showcase the Miao or Hmong Chinese clothes. So this fabric is actually Hmong Chinese fabric. The designer is Hill Tribe Fusion.
Okay, and then your headpiece is?
It's Hmong Chinese headpiece, jewelry pieces. It's made out of silver.
Okay, and what's important to you about participating in Jade Week?
It's important to me because it's showcasing more of the Hmong people, because most people don't even know what Hmong people are. They don't even know what Miao people are, and they're the natives, or you could say indigenous hill tribes of China.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome.
Dallas First Tower, 30th floor, beautiful, gorgeous views, amazing food, and amazing collections of designers.
And what are you doing here? What's your
I am actually interviewing designers, and I'm a designer myself, so I'm really having fun with this. So I design bikinis, and the designers here are usually with clothing lines and jewelry. I saw a jewelry designer here today. If you want to visit my collection, ulili.com, it's ully.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
The dress that I'm wearing right now is the mole printing. It's our tribal print, and it's actually hand sewn. But this one is just kind of like a silk. Everybody here to show the case their outfits is either in Asia, so it's Chinese, it's Hmong, it's Miao. It's an ethnic modernism event.
What do you enjoy about modeling?
What I enjoy about modeling is I love being fierce. So yeah, I have a really bubbly personality. So sometimes when I'm on the runway, I love to be fierce because it's kind of like, you know, you're showing your confidence out.
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks for your time, Becky. Thank you.
Wow, that was a very exciting looking event. I really enjoyed how they showcased all of the diversity within Asia, because a lot of the time people tend to just lump it into one big continent. But really, it's a very diverse and super populous place that is filled with a bunch of different cultures. And so seeing an event like that can showcase all of the different aspects of cultures within Asia is really awesome.
Yeah, like you were saying, events like this highlight diversity, and one of the reasons diversity is so important is because we want to respect traditions and see where everything, because not everything is the same, and it's really important to see where things came from and just how things interact with the rest of the world, and it's really interesting to have events like this. And it was really cool to see it happen in the Salesforce Tower, one of the biggest, the Salesforce Tower is actually the tallest skyscraper in San Francisco. So the fact that it's happening in the Salesforce Tower is being just like super important, and the fact that they're able to be in there just states how important of an event this is and how great it is that we need stuff like this.
Absolutely. In fact, I think the number of attendees was a little bit too much for what they could handle. So unfortunately, some people weren't able to make it in. So I just hope that people were able to see pictures and videos of all of the people that attended and be able to appreciate all of the intricate details and craftsmanship that went into each and every one of those outfits coming down the runway, because they were amazing.
Well, speaking of craftsmanship, we actually got to go to the Pescadero Art and Fun Festival down in Pescadero, and we got to see a lot of art things that happened, a lot of sculptures, a lot of just artistic work and things that people in the community were going to go do. It's a lot of fun. I was there. Jonathan, when he was with us, was here, and we got to go see it. So let's go ahead and go take a look at it.
To the Pescadero Art and Fun Festival.
Says she got my child, but it don't look like me. Said I'm gonna take my time, bring the darling. I get home before the Irish might get some sleep.
My name is Miles, and what I'm doing here today is I have made jewelry at my house, and I have come here to sell the pieces of jewelry that I have made. There are 4 pieces that are my favorite: an onyx and smoky quartz necklace, a completely onyx bracelet, and 2 bracelets with pearls on them.
Have you ever tried beard oil before? Okay.
I've not.
So all you have to do is put it over a dry beard. It's as simple and easy as it is. Do you ever, does your beard ever itch you?
Yeah.
Well, this will totally take away beard itch. It also would take away that Brillo pad feel. Just put it on, dry beard. Sideburns, mustache, kind of do a Three Stooges here. This way, there you go. Here, if you look that way, you'll notice that it lays down a lot better. Also, he's got a nice natural shine to it. When beards get dried out, they lose the natural oil, so they feel like a Brillo pad. We're actually restoring the natural oil back. The other thing is, rub your hands together. Go this way, go this way. Now, notice how that looks like it's wet? Wipe that on my shirt. You see anything there? Took us 2 years to invent a formula that conditions your beard, but still not cause all that oily mess.
My name is O'Day Presley. I'm an artist. I live in Angels Camp, California. And the work that I brought here today, that I do a series of paintings that I call my American heroes. I do all branches of the service, first responders and astronauts. And then I also do wildlife, which I do an abstract painting first, and while I'm painting it, it suggests to me what animals should go into it. Then I weave the animals in and out of my existing painting when I'm complete. She's my heart tonight. Second one is prison baby, and shells on my tail. If my catches up with me, I'll spend the night in jail. Got a wife in Chino, baby, and one in Cherokee. First one says she got my child, but it don't look like me. Said, I'm gonna take my time, friend of the devil is a friend of mine. I get home before daylight, just to get some sleep tonight. Thank you very much.
All right, that event was so much fun, and it was really fun to see a lot of like the community going out there because a lot of people were local going there. And one of the reasons that made this event like a lot different than the Jade Week, because even though Jade Week was celebrating art and everything too, is that while Jade Week did fashion a lot of designers and models and everything, this one did, while it did have clothes at the Pescadero Art and Fun Festival, they highlighted a lot of like craftsmanship and like little intricate crafts that like you didn't, especially local people. Like you interviewed a boy, Miles, and he had his own shop and everything, and he was like just a young boy.
Yeah, he was absolutely adorable. He was a little bit shy on the camera, but once, we got him talking, we got to learn a little bit of his story. And, he's a really great craftsman too at the end of the day. And the other items that we saw that were really amazing were different types of pottery and some of those beaded animals. And there were just so many vendors there that were selling really amazing wares that we just wish that we could showcase all of them. Additionally, all of the interior shots were part of a collection from the South Coast Artists Alliance, which was just a collection of a bunch of artists who got together and show their art throughout the area. And just talking to those artists was really awesome, and it was just such a great time. Until we ran into a little bit of a snafu on the way home.
Yep, we got a flat tire coming back, which was not very fun, but you know what? It was still a fun experience, and now we know how to change a tire. But you know what else is fun? Surfing.
Oh, yeah? I've only been surfing one time on vacation. I did not do particularly well. I mean, it was my first time. I don't know what I was expecting. But what about you? What's your experience with surfing like?
I've always been super fascinated by surfing, but I've actually never really been surfing. I've been body surfing at the most, and that's been fun. I just live too far away from the beach to growing up for me to actually go ahead and go surf. But you know who is super into surfing? Jonathan, and that's why he's no longer with us. But he did get to highlight one of these events.
Yes, that was the Kahuna Kupuna surfing competition, which was this past July, right up the street from us in Lindamar Beach. And it was just a fun day for people who are the age of 40 and over to compete in a surfing competition. And I would imagine there aren't too many competitions where people who are, getting older in age are able to show off their athletic skills, but this is one of them. And everyone who participated seemed to have a great time. So let's see what they got up to.
So I decided to create this event to celebrate healthy living as you get older. This is the 19th year we've been doing it, and it originally was a benefit for Surfrider Foundation and Pacifica Beach Coalition. And about year 6, we shifted it to be a benefit for Pacifica's environmental family, because the Beach Coalition was doing very well on their own, raising money. So they didn't need us to raise money. So they said, just raise money for the environmental family.
Is that you pay an entry fee. People go out in groups of 6 with different colored jerseys, and you have 15 minutes to catch 4 waves, and you have judges that judge you on how well you ride the waves, how big they are, how long they are, and then they add up the scores, and we have a wonderful dinner at the Moose Lodge on tonight, where they'll give out the awards, and I'm going to be doing some hula with 4 other gals, and we'll have some music and good food.
Surfing, I highly recommend contest surfing to anybody who's interested in it. Even if you don't think you're good enough, I'm not good enough, but it's fun, and it definitely makes you really focus on what you're doing, and it's a whole different strategic. It opens up a whole can of worms in terms of thinking about your surfing.
Awesome. That was such an excellent event that a lot of people just really don't think about enough nowadays. You know, just the importance of staying healthy in your older age and keeping, you know, your balance on check. Surfing is like the best activity to do when you want to make sure that you don't, you know, slip and fall and can, you know, maintain your balance.
Yeah, it was really cool. So they're having this event for people over the age of like being just elderly, like older persons. Because a lot of times when people think of competitions, they think of like you have to do it when you're younger or you missed your prime. And it just proves that there's never too late to really go ahead and go start learning something new. Maybe you and I could honestly go learn how to surf, and then maybe we, when we're older, could participate in the Kahuna Kupuna ourselves.
Absolutely, you're on.
I think I'm gonna smoke you.
Oh.
I don't know if smoke is the right word to use, but probably. But Jonathan would know if he was still with us, but unfortunately he's not. But we highlighted a lot of events here today on Coast Life. We highlighted the Half Moon Bay Public Library opening, we highlighted Jade Week, Pacifica Arts and Fun Festival, and the Kahuna Kupuna. And it's just like really awesome to have highlighted all of these events. All of these events are super special.
Yeah. And, you know, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. There were a ton of events that we really enjoyed attending and covering and talking to people at that we just were not able to have in our show today. So make sure that you check our website at pacificcoast.tv to stay up to date on all of the newest and hottest events that are happening in the Pacifica Half Moon Bay region.
All right, until next time, I'm Joey Zimmerman.
And I'm Alyssa Von Conway.
And this is Coast Life,
your guide to all things coastside.